The game is Shrimp Game. This is not a fake operating system. This is a game where you're shrimp. It's as shrimple as that. Another thing about Iceland is in Iceland I conquered my fear of being nude in public. Shrimpy. You know, I'm just gonna be Shrimpy. He's Shrimpy. There's no other name. Excuse me. I'm thinking I'm kind of a light shrimp, personally. The backwaters. Greetings, shrimp. Dude, is this like a Buck Bumble type beat? Greetings, shrimp. Be not afraid. New pilots are often apprehensive. Okay, use WASD. That's awesome. I'll talk about my public nudity in a second. Not public. Maybe I shouldn't say public. It was more private than that. I'm not just like walking down the street with my Johnson out. Too high. Okay, boosting too high. See, and then you can control. You can boost higher while above taller surfaces. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like not to, you know, steal from the public domain here. Not that this is public domain, but I kind of like, I don't really care for being nude, to be honest with you. Not like the biggest fan of it. If I could never be nude, I'm one level away from Tobias Fuke. But, and maybe this is also just part of being married, you know, being nude with another person. My man. But that means, but like, I don't know, like also something about like going to another country and not, and maybe this is just like an America thing as well. I feel like we treat, and this is like not really a surprise to anybody. E over a weapon to equip it. But like America is so afraid of nudity, that like going to Iceland, which is like technically Europe, but also not really. It's kind of a breath of fresh air, because like the first day we got there, we went to the Blue Lagoon, which is this, you know, like big popular thermal spring bath in Iceland. And at the Blue Lagoon, they have like private like shower stalls, so you can actually like close the door and shower before you go in the before like you go into the pool. So that was like a good way to ease into it. But then like on my way out, there were these like two guys. There are two Chinese guys, and I say that because I believe like public nudity in China is even like more based than it is in Europe. Two guys just like with nothing on, just shooting the breeze, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is for me. Maybe it's my time, because I was like, oh, I gotta go into the shower stall. I gotta like take my shorts off and put my underwear on in one swift motion so that nobody can see my my privates, and it's like it was too much. Honestly, like you just gotta, like, confidence is key. I learned that. Confidence will take you very far, but especially confidence will take you far in a locker room, you know? There's something about like being nude in Europe that just kind of hits different. It's just like, we're just as God made us, brother. You know, we don't come into this world with a pair of undies on. You know what I mean? And Lord willing, I don't go out of this world with a pair of undies on. I will not elaborate. Yeah, for sure. Because it also, there's something about like being scolded by an Icelandic guy. Because what happened was I went to like a different thermal bath, something that like we went to like a local thermal bath, which was a very different vibe because it's local. It's not like a tourist attraction or whatever. And like the way that these showers work is you have to like shower without your swimsuit on, then put your swimsuit on, and then you go in, and then when you get out, you shower again, and then leave. So I went in, and I was still like a little bit nervous about like showering like naked because this was no stalls. This was just shower, brother. Just get in there. It's all free. There's no privacy. You just shower. I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous. Oh no. So I started showering, and then this old, maybe not old, but like this like 50-year-old Icelandic dude, was like, you gotta shower without your swimsuit on. Yeah, I think he was doing it nicely, but it did kind of feel like yelling, and I was like, honestly, I was kind of scared straight. I was broken a little bit by his tone, but I was reassured by the fact that he was like, he was letting me know what the deal was. Like from that moment on, I was like, you know what? You're right. I gotta be nude. And now I can't stop. I'm just looking for any excuse to be nude. Cleansing the kelp. Okay. Become a barefoot person? No, that's crazy. That's insane. I like shoes. Honestly, I like pants too, which is crazy because like I'm okay with being nude, but like there's something about shorts. I know that they're comfortable, but you just like take me somewhere? I just want to I want to go to the level. Begin by cleansing the kelp pit not too far from here. Oh, this is the level. I'm gonna cut that out in post. Toga wave. Where are you getting togas? Also, what is a formal toga? You wearing a tie with your toga? Which is honestly kind of sick, but like, is there like a nice dark material and some trim? Gosh, like Mad Dog is Europe maxing for sure. I've got a lot to learn still about being European, it seems. Although, to be fair, maybe that's not like a European thing. Maybe that's just like Mad Dog's kind of just built different. I mean, black and gold, like who could argue? Oh, you know what? I thought, man. Okay. I don't know. I was a little lost in here. It's a little dark in here, if you couldn't tell. Roman. Oh, I see. I guess it is a little Roman Empire coded. I'm thinking, are people wearing? I'm honestly like, I'm not even really considering America as the norm anymore. I'm kind of done considering America as the norm because like I've been to, like after being in Europe for a week, I realized just how strange Americans are. But are Europeans wearing the togas? Who's wearing togas? Or are you just trying to like bring them back, like in general? Okay. Frat guys. Are they like actually wearing togas, or are they like, are they wearing like bed sheets. Yeah, like frat guys appropriating Greek culture is probably one of the worst things that could happen to Greece. Paused your game to be here? Okay, buddy. T-shirts that would go crazy in the 8th grade. Oh, I don't like this either, but that's okay. Hello, chili sushi. Create a new shrimp? But I like that shrimp. This was like a good shrimp. Also, I don't know like what I can afford. It's still shrimpy. It's always been shrimpy. Maybe I'm like an ice shrimp now. I can't really say I know what's happening. Okay, never mind. I understand completely. Honeymoon anecdotes. Yes, I do have honeymoon anecdotes. So the first day we were there, you know, we get off of our like big, it's actually not too bad a flight from Iceland to, or from New York to Iceland. It's only like 6 hours from New York to Iceland. But we, you know, had a long day of travel. Like we left like mid-Sunday, you know, got there like Monday, effectively Monday morning. And we were like a little hungry, a little peckish, and like just trying to figure out like what we were gonna eat before our, like our booking at the Blue Lagoon. So we're hanging out in Reykjavik. We're trying to find a place to like park. We park somewhere, and I see a sign for the Penis Museum, and I'm like, we have to go in there. And mind you, this is before my public nudity arc. There has to be a word between public and private, by the way. It's because it wasn't quite public, but it wasn't quite private, you know? But yeah, so that was kind of an amazing, very strange, like, quote unquote museum to do while we were kind of like sleep deprived. We were like, we had just eaten, but still, you know, not like fully in ourselves yet. And there's nothing like a bunch of like severed animal penises in formaldehyde, like in little jars, that really kind of adds to your culture shock in a way. Speed sounds awesome. I'm not really sure what is happening here. The pressure's too high. I have to let my pressure drop. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so it was mostly severed animal penises, but they have like, there was somebody in like the 60s and 70s was making like plaster casts of rock stars' penises. So that was also a like a small exhibit. By small, I mean my man. It was kind of crazy because like it's mostly like musicians I've never heard of before. And then like on a pedestal in the middle of the room is the plaster cast of Jimi Hendrix's penis. And it's like, wow. Dude was, I not to be that guy, but like dude knew what he had. If you know what I mean. Like, holy moly. That was I'm impressed, you know? I gotta say I'm impressed. I haven't seen a lot in this life, but I gotta say, 6'7". I gotta say I'm impressed. But also there's a there is one exhibit that was really like really funny to me. Because they had an exhibit that was like mythical creature. Excellent, Jinky. Oh man, that's a huge plus too. They had an exhibit that was like mythical animal penises. You know, like elves and trolls and stuff, and a little weird. Not gonna lie, just a little strange, a tad strange. But my favorite like bit, my favorite joke in that little exhibit was there in Iceland they have like a mythical creature called like the hidden folk. And the joke is that they're invisible people or whatever. So they had a penis of an invisible person in a jar, and it was just an empty jar. And I was like, you know what? That makes it worth the whole dang trip to be here. That's a pretty good gag. That's pretty funny. There's also just like this insane picture. I may have to just like find it and put it in the back channel because I don't want to like put it on stream because it's, you know, it's a penis. But they have an amazing like drawing. They have like some different art, you know, of course, because of course they do. They have different like drawings of like penises and stuff. They have one that it's Charlie Brown saying good grief, and he has an absolutely gigantic hog. It's Charlie Brown with the biggest hog you've ever seen in your life, and he's saying good grief. But the best part is that it's signed by Charles Schultz, the author of Peanuts, which leads you to believe that like Charles Schultz drew this picture of Charlie Brown with a huge hog. It was like, this is my masterpiece. This is what I'm gonna be known for. And honestly, I'm a little bit sad that that it's taken me this long to see this. Like, this is what you don't get to see in America. This is what you're missing. Also, straight up, have no idea what's like going on still in this game. But that's honestly, it's just a vibe. I'm just vibing, and we're just talking. I guess if you don't look it up, I can post it in the Discord later. Wait, I don't really know how to get out of here, to be honest with you, Diane. I got sick on vacation. I don't know if this is just like my, I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac, if you will. Like, if I think I'm getting sick, I'm gonna get sick. But there was like this lady on the plane ride over to Iceland that was like really freaking me out because she was right behind us and she had like the deepest, wettest, grossest coughs I've ever heard in my life. So much so that like she woke up me and my wife like in the middle of the night while we were flying with her coughs, and like my wife gave me a mask, and I don't know if I got it from her or from somewhere else, but I definitely got sick after that. So that kind of sucked, getting sick on your honeymoon. But I do gotta say, you know, just a little bit of a promise of my man, and I was feeling good after a day. Also kind of amazing, like my wife really is, she's built different. She didn't get sick from me at all, which I guess is probably because she's like a doctor or whatever. Hey game, I don't really know where I'm going. I need you to hold my hand just a little bit here. Well, yeah, but like when you're sick, I don't know if you've been there before. Maybe you have, because you're something of a sicko yourself. But I can't imagine that it feels good when you're sick. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something about it that, like, is just not enjoyable. Yeah, yeah, calling it free is a little crazy, but, you know, my wife does say it's, I can, you know, we don't have to talk about that too much. That's all I'm gonna say. Not totally sure what's happening in this game still. That's a wall. Game is sort of a vibe, at least, you know? Okay. Oh boy. You know what? Also, after, you know, my world has opened up. I see the world through. It's like a light has entered my life. I can't go back. The world is beautiful because we're all in it. Type shirt. Rada rada. Oh, that's my health. But anyway. There's also there was this moment when we went up to like this big like historic cathedral just to, you know, like see the sights and whatnot. Beautiful building, that sort of thing. But like you can take an elevator to like the bell tower. So we went up to the bell tower, and like from the bell tower, you know, you get like a beautiful view of like Reykjavik and the mountains and the ocean and all that stuff. And there were some tourists, I believe from Spain, who were please, I want it so bad. I want it. There's some tourists from Spain, and normally people are like sticking their phones out like the window to take a picture of, you know, like the landscape or the city or whatever. And I saw this lady, she was like sticking her phone out the window. And I get like a little bit closer and I see that she's framing the phone like she's taking a picture of the city, but she's just taking a selfie. Which is so funny to me that like you go all the way up to this big, beautiful historic building and you have like God's creation in front of you. You have this amazing like this landscape and you're here taking a selfie just because the light hits a little bit different here. I'm like, you know what? You go, girl. I'm not really sure what's like knocking around up there, but like I'm not gonna blame you at all. It was just the mind of a tourist is kind of like a crazy thing. Oh, do everything in your power to take down the boss. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. That's for sure not gonna happen. That's not even the boss. I found this game on Instagram, by the way. I don't know if like this game's hitting with anybody, but it's certainly interesting. I also have no idea like what the best weapon to use here is. I'm kind of just... What the heck is he doing? He's like raid bossing it. Speaking of raid boss, have you guys? I'm like, I know I put them. I linked a video in the Discord of kids are now trying to, like, I wouldn't say all kids, but I would say it seems like many kids are trying to do raids on Scientology buildings. And honestly, like, kids probably shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff, but like for once, like the people receiving the crime kind of deserve it. It's kind of awesome that they're just like, they're doing like challenge runs to see how far they can get into the Scientology building before getting like caught. And I'm just thinking, like, we need to take the Scientology raids like a little bit further. Like, we need to like start building parties, you know? Like, we need somebody to pull aggro from the guards. We need a healer. We need a like assassin. We need a DPS for our Scientology raids. So if you're a damage dealer and you want to raid a Scientology building, I'm looking for a party right now. Yeah, I'm really trying to. We're trying to make it to the end game boss, because I'm pretty sure they got L. Ron Hubbard's skull in the basement. That's like some serious premium end game loot. Also, do you guys think that Palm Beach Pete is Jeffrey Epstein? Have you guys been keeping up with this? I died, by the way. You been keeping up with this at all? Me personally, I don't know. I think he's just a guy who's like starving for attention. Oh, Palm Beach Pete. So it's the Instagram is kind of blowing up right now over this guy. Who kind of sort of looks like Jeffrey Epstein, but swears that he isn't Jeffrey Epstein. And now there's just tons of like Instagram reels, and he's doing like interviews and stuff of like, were you at any parties with Jeffrey Epstein? And he's saying for some reason, yes, I was at parties with Jeffrey Epstein, but I never met him. Like, I don't think you have to. I honestly, I'm pretty sure most people would say, no, I was never at a party with Jeffrey Epstein. But like, to have the audacity to say, yeah, I was there, but we never met, is kind of crazy. I guess. It's borderline, like, it kind of feels like the Twilight Zone a little bit. Like, I don't think that this guy actually is Jeffrey Epstein, but I think that everybody, including him, is gonna make him think that he is Jeffrey Epstein. Like, we're all making a new Jeffrey Epstein from memory. And he is the vessel. You know what I mean? Anyway, I guess this game's pretty good. Fun game. Maybe wishlist or whatever.